time for the drivers and teams to pack up and leave Zolder in Belgium to travel halfway around the world to South Africa for round 3 of the GT3 Championship Season 5, which will take place at Kyalami. The Drivers' Championship standings coming out of Zolder. Hubert Eigner with victory moves to the top of the championship table. In second place, John Becker, who took 3rd, and Antonis McCormick took 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship following a storming drive from the back of the field to take 2nd place. Kirill Pojarski slipped down into 4th place, struggling in the rain. Conal McCarthy in 5th place was just 1 place ahead of him, who also slipped down the table. Victoria Cotillard entered the top 10 for the first time following a 5th place finish. Daniel Blomqvist has been moved up to a higher tier, but he's still in the top 10 table following his victory in round 1. This event should see him drop out of the top 10 table. In 8th place is Michael van Rooyen, who slipped down the table following a really bad result at Zolder. In 9th place, it's a new entry, Manuel Duque, the league coordinator, with a 4th place finish at Zolder, moving him right up the table. And in 10th place, another new entry, Urti, with 8th place at Zolder, gains enough points to feature just inside the top 10. Following round 2 at Zolder, a number of new teams were registered for the Tier 7 division. Shadow Lotus AMR, consisting of drivers Kirill Pojarski and Steph Farrell, moved straight into the number 1 position in their Aston Martin Racing V8 Vantage. In second place, TWG Motorsports, consisting of Dami Ayo and Sindri Ragnarsson in their Mercedes AMG GT3. And in 3rd place, 420 Racing. I wonder if these two know what 420 can mean in some circles. Consists of Lev Bolokon and Manuel Duque in their Bentley Continental GT3. And in 4th place, a pre-existing team going into Zolder, SVR team, consisting of Daniel Yellon and Thomas Sajak in their Ferrari 488 GT3. And in 5th place, Beeswax Racing, consisting of Steve Bezic and Nils Nins in their McLaren 720S GT3. I think there's still time for more teams to register for the next round, and it would be great to see a full teams competition going through to the end of the season. It looks like the weather gods have not been kind. Following the heavy rain at Zolder, it's more rain here at Kyalami. Not as heavy as Zolder, but it's making the challenge on strategy very difficult for the drivers. It seems not wet enough for wet tyres, which overheat rapidly, but it's too wet for dries. So drivers really do have a difficult choice ahead of them, and car setups are going to be key. Let's see how qualifying progresses before the main event. Well, you just joined us in quali, and that's a PB, so not a bad start, but I'm in 21st place with a PB. Oh dear, we're in for a long night. See if we can get it under 150. As you can see, it is raining as predicted. It's horrible. All the practice races have been an utter nightmare with regards to tyre management. I tried dries on Sunday, and dries were okay, but slow. If you try wets, they're on fire like these tyres are now for quali. So much so.
Has just done a 151.10. Okay, Stevie, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Wets were burning up during the practice race. Some people were changing tyres 4 times over 90 minutes. Tried to make alterations for the race to try and make them last. We're going to find out. Tonight's going to be more a case of not spinning. This is shocking for quality.
I think there's some kind of incident. I can see yellow flags.
I've not been able to get any pace at all during practice. No fuel for 2 more laps, so we'll keep pushing.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
B22. Sector 3 time is fast. Left side, clear left.
Oh, it's too slow, way too slow.
Sector 1 is 0.6.
Compared with his previous times, I can see that he's actually slower there.
The leader's just done a 147.00.
Shows you how tight things are in this tier. I think there's just 2 seconds separating like first to 20th again. I've been unable to get this McLaren into those 2 seconds. Agner behind us is in P3 at the moment. He's on an outlap, I think.
Okay, Stevie, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
The guy that's planned this out very well, he's very close to me. Oh, now he's dropped back.
Losing time in sector 1.
I mean, that was a half bad lap,
Sector 3 time is
50.5,
quick.
but it's
Very
nowhere
little
in
fuel
this
left.
tier.
Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap.
Try and get this corner right this time. It's better. Only 1.1 of a second better though. Yeah, it's all gone away. I can lose a lot of time up here at the hairpin.
Two litres left.
I've had the McLaren spin too many times. Looks like Agner has not given enough space for himself. He's closing in on me. But I'm on a PB.
Something's happened. The yellow flags are out.
Very nearly lost it then at the end of a lap. He had a big slide. Still up. Breaking a 50,
1
so
litre remaining.
cannot be disappointed with that, despite the fact I'll be
He's improving on
21st.
his lap times.
That lap was a 149.72.
But yeah, Nins is 18th, typical, done no practice whatsoever. I've given him a setup and
On
he's
your left, clear left.
gone to 8, gone ahead of me. Oh, I hate that man. Alright, how long have we got? 2 minutes. Probably not enough time to get out and go around actually. Let's go.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
We'll blame the car. Looks like Heath was behind me as well. He's in the McLaren.
All clear on pit exit. You can push now.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Roinen's having a better week this week. He's currently in P2. Not sure I'm going to make it round in time. Oh, avoid and stop.
Car right. Right side's clear.
Maybe you didn't have the fuel. I think you could have made it round for another lap. Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm not sure I'll make it. But I'm not P2, but Roynan was, so he's clearly a second or two faster than me. Minute to get back round. The only one trying to get round. Silver behind me shows blue. So he's trying to get back round as well. 44 seconds.
Okay, Stevie, you've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Push back down to 22nd while I've not been looking. Seconds, so we have made
Yellow
it.
flag.
Be careful there.
So really,
Second place.
I'm only 1 second off being right in the mix. Unbelievable.
Checkered flags out. 22nd place.
God knows where I'm going to find a second round here.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
There must be an accident. The yellow flags are out.
I can lose a lot of speed on this corner as well. I'll take this corner as well as it could be taken. Got a slide on that corner pushing. And on this one.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front.
Showing no improvement, exactly the same time. Oh no.
Session.
That's the end of the session. P22.
I needed a big jump anyway to get ahead of Ivanov, so it was half a second. Trappiano didn't do a time. Nins, half a second quicker than me. Sheesh. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, his lordship, just ahead of us in 20th place.
Alright, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
Okay, this is a bit of, this is going to be a really hard race. Really hard. There's his lordship right ahead of us. Who's going to be behind? Can I see? I can. Should be Priest behind us. I think Priest is normally very well behaved. Oh, there's Nins just to our left. Probably, yep, you can just see him. On our left-hand side. The angry badgers. Beavers. The angry beavers. Not the angry badgers. Get it right way round. At the back. Right, it's 1.5 hours tonight. People are asking if we can refuel. That's not good planning, Danny. Doesn't show a lot of preparation for the race. If you don't know when you can refuel, it's like We had a race last season, and then when it started, somebody says, "Oh, it's night." That's never ever happened to me, honestly. Showing 21st, is that correct? Somebody dropped out. Not enough info to find out. Right. OBS looking good. YouTube looking good. Nin's pestering me. Just told him he's special. He's agreeing with me. Wait till he finds out I said angry badges again. He won't be happy about that. 1 minute 40 seconds. Lovely track, Kyalami. Shame it's raining, making it very difficult. We'll find out how many people have completely burnt out tyres tonight. If they've not done much prep work, they're going to become very unstuck. If they've just done 10 laps and gone, that'll be alright. They're in for a horror show. Oh, there's Balokon's showing at the back. Balokon's shown in 25th. Perhaps he had a disconnect or something, or a reconnect. Maybe that's why we've all shifted position. Balokon was super quick, I noticed during the practice races. Lord Nem, Captain Sandbagger. Yes, it should be Lord Sandbagger Nem. Won one of the practice races, then claimed, oh, that was just the exact same lines Nins uses he was using. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Or that, oh, that was a bit of an accident and all this sort of stuff. So Lord Nem is clearly one to be watched tonight. Sandbagger, supreme. Balokon's doing well in the chat. No, Balokon had a nightmare, didn't he, last race? He was in the pits about 4 times or something. Certainly 3 times that we saw him, so Balokon's not doing too well in championship. Van Rooyenen's been up and down like a yo-yo, so he's back down the bottom. Eigner's currently winning. Hume, I think, didn't finish. McCormick's in 4th, so he's not going to come from the back. McCarthy 5th. Yep. Duque is 8th. Better press the start button. Don't want to get unstuck. 1 formation lap to come, and then let's put TC and ABS up for the first lap or 2. And then it's watch the tyres melt evening. I've got Yellen of SRT Racing just ahead of us there. So I don't know where the other SRT Ferrari is. We've had a few more teams this week, and the other teams are much higher than us and SRT. So, as usual,
Stay away from curbs.
I do a lot of can people form teams up, and then I regret it because we're placed down the table. There's an irony here in that we don't really need to warm our tyres up. He's not keen. It unnerves me driving through other people's cars. Never like doing it. So on the practice races, there's usually quite a lot of spins on this corner as well as the first one. So, thanks to our strategic planning and staying towards the rear, we've got plenty of time to try and have a look out for those accidents and avoid them. See if I can get, I don't know what I'm doing that far. The tyre's going to be on fire in 5 minutes. Force of habit. New rules have been introduced as well for blue flags. So, we're to stay on our line. Ideal. I don't think there's much I need to change about how I dealt with blue flags. I was never a bit of a dick with it. It's generally, I've generally found people who are catching me up on the blue flags were sometimes perhaps not behaving in the best spirits of decorum, trying to force their way past when they're on blues. I remember last season somebody did it and then span out 3 corners later. It was just annoying. I mean, I was well inside the top 10, and the reason I was in the top 10 is I was driving to the conditions and I was
The track
preserving my
temp is
tyres.
23 Celsius. All right, Stevie, get ready.
Nem's off already. Come on, then, we're not even started yet. And the field's very spread out. You're behind me, Priest. Okay, we got the inside for T1. Could find it actually blocked when we go around there. We'll find out in a minute. If it's threats of our server restart, if it's total carnage. But we did really well last week, so let's be optimistic that everybody's going to be really cool.
Floor it.
Go, go, go.
Car right.
Are you going out?
Hold your line. Clear right. On your right.
He's off to the right.
Clear on the right.
He's still there. Car right. Right side's clear. On your right. Clear right. Car right. Hold your line.
Clear on the right.
Right side's
Ends.
clear.
My own teammate threatening me with death. Flash my lights at him, but there's too many other people in the front. Showing nobody behind me. So
I think there's some kind of incident. I can see yellow flags.
There's a slow car.
There's a white flag. 23rd place.
Hume having a difficult time. A Lamborghini will be an utter nightmare on this track in these conditions. I'm showing virtually last. Wait for the computer to sort itself out. I think we have slipped backwards. It's not about the first lap on this one. Hume's behind us. He had that spin. Maybe I'll try and have a good look at the start of the race. I'm trying to understand why I'm going backwards so much. I'm trying to put a lot of effort into quali. For it to all be for nothing. Not cool. How's tyres looking? It's getting cool already.
22nd place.
Great, marker boards are missing already on the right. That's not good. Vieira looks to be in the pits. It's not a good sign this early in the race, and I'm going on grass cutting already. Didn't want to turn then. Oh, the gap in form then. It's going to be a very, very long evening for me, this one. Trippiani in the pits as well. Trippiani looks to be qualified for the back, perhaps not setting the time, and possibly
Car left.
maybe finding this the most horrible experience of his life. It's very
Clear
difficult.
left.
So the main thing to not do in this race is get distracted from managing your tyres. It's all well and good if I try to charge off after everybody, but if I burn my tyres out, I'm going to have to pit more times than I want to. There's Vieira, it's a lap down. So, possibly having trouble already.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 3.1.
Losing so much time.
There must be an accident. The yellow flags are out.
It's on the corner. Hope it's not Lins. It's not. It's Lord Nem. His lordship decided to have a bit of a tea break. Hope we don't have to tuck my forelock every time and doff my cap
Fastest lap for
whenever I go past Lord Nem.
48.78.
So his lap time of 1:55, which is dismal. Should be aiming for 53s, 52s at the very least, but the leaders will be under the 50s. I just don't know how they're doing it. Cannot get around this track in these conditions at all quick. All the brake markers are missing on the right hand side. Thanks, guys. Make one of the hardest corners on the track even harder for ourselves. That's what we want. At least we avoided the need for a restart.
P22.
He's coming up from behind now.
2.4 seconds.
Lord Nem kept going. Lord Nem's in sight behind us, second behind. Yeah, the BMW is good in the wet though, so it's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Certainly seemed good under braking then. Yeah, he's having a night he wants to forget. Only on lap 2. So I'd look at Lord Nem there, taking a very unusual line into that corner, which is why he's dropped back. Somehow the gap's 13 seconds,
Well done, mate. You're fastest
or
laps.
10 seconds to Nins. Hume's buggered off to 12 seconds away. Hume did qualify high up though, so he's quick. And there's just something horrendously wrong with the setup of this McLaren. Lord Nem's just shot right up to the back of me.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Look how he's just driven past us. This is not a slow
Probably
car.
just lost concentration for a moment, and that was it.
So
Okay, Stevie.
really
our fuel
wrong with the
window will
setup.
open after 17 minutes and closes after 54 minutes.
I mean, as I said, Lord Nem did win that race on Sunday. But the difference in pace between the BMW and this car. Demoralizing. If I could do setups, it would be so cool, but I can't. And that might be the Achilles heel of ACC, that if you can't do that setups, you really struggle. Nins is 20 seconds away, like 5 laps.
P23.
Like 4 seconds behind Lord Nem. Pace. You cannot get this car around this track fast at all.
The gap is growing.
4.7.
Well, I think I've had a 16th because I ran out of fuel and a 15th last week. Another bad result, and I'm really going to struggle all season in this. 3 out of 9 races with really bad results, and this is not looking good so far. But races usually come to me in the latter half. At the moment, the air is closing me down. Nim's just pulling away. This was a slightly better lap with a 53, but it's still a mile off what everybody else is doing. Nem did a 49, which I considered an amazing achievement in quali. He's just knocked out the race.
Sector 2 is 7.9 seconds.
Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today. Something's happened. The yellow flags are out.
So it's gone.
Flag, mate.
Come on. You fucking piece of shit. Oh, I've lost tons of time there. Fucking hell. I'm going to try and kill the tyres
just
down
done
now.
148.60.
I hope I've not damaged the tyres. You can flat spot them. Getting a lot of rumbling when I'm braking.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag, be careful.
The air has turned to spin. You either go really slow or you push and you spin.
Vieira behind is pitting now.
Is that close to the pit entrance, Vieira? Oh, is he? I think Vieira's had enough for the evening.
P22.
We have to take that marshal's point on the right as the braking point. Let's just get our head down. Try and avoid any more spins and just see where we can get to, really. So we have done a 53.5. We're on about par for that now, but that's about 4 seconds off the pace. 4 seconds says there's something fundamentally wrong with the setup, which I just never fix.
Fastest lap for Van
I could never
147.95.
figure out. Conditions proving too much for my extremely limited skills at doing car setups. Somebody did ask in Discord on the briefing, do I have to change tyres? I don't feel like saying, if you can get through this race without changing your tyres, then you're a miracle worker, because no way. All the talk on Discord from all the tiers has been, how the hell do I keep tyres in one piece doing this race? So we had a big spin, which didn't do us any favours. That is our mission. If we can make 45 minutes, if we can make this race with one stop, that's a major achievement. The issue is a PB in quali put me at the back of the grid, and we're way off the pace during the race. It's because of that spin. It's 25 seconds to the nearest car, which is my own teammate. Rod Nem's got past him now. I think it might be Heath, just a couple of places in front of him. So that's the other McLaren. Brake when you see the bottom of the billboard at the top of the hill is a very good tip given by somebody on Discord. Thank you very much. It's really struggling for a braking point going up the hill. I'll point it out next time we go through, just in case you don't know it.
The car ahead's pitting now.
This brake, that one, turning point was the going underneath the bridge there. This one is when the building pass it on the right hand side. I can see that because I'm on triple screens. I don't know what you do if you're not on triple screens. This one is touch, dab the brake when you pass that little line on the road. On the left at the apex, then turn in. Again, there's a little line on the right there on the road when you need to brake and turn in for the last corner. 55, crap. Nins is in the pits, not a good sign.
B21.
To really caution him, I put the engine map to 9, which is the damp engine map for the McLaren. Because when I tried engine map 1, the torque the engine was giving out was destroying the rear tyres in no time whatsoever. It's gone again, same place, same thing. Jesus Christ. It's gonna be a fucking long night this, with not a lot to see, I'm afraid. Frustrating that I can't catch them either. It's usually here where it was going during the practice races. Try and catch this water on the left to try and cool these tyres down, although they're looking not so bad already. Grass cutting. Going to put the tyres up by 1 bar across the piece. They're at 29 odd. So when I pit, I'm going to put them up to 30, or aim for 30 across the piece. Nothing can get any worse than where we are, so. That was weird, it took that really well then. When I wasn't paying any attention whatsoever. Lord Nem's 41 seconds ahead because I made 2 little spins. Trying to go again. That's gone again. Jesus Christ. Every single time now. I'm not even seeing Nins on the computer as he quit as well. Not like Nins to give up. As long as...
The car ahead's pitting now.
Oh, I think he's still going. I know what I need to do. Look at a different display. Leaders are 12 seconds behind me. This is just a disaster of a race. Showing Nin still on the board. This sort of thing is just really demoralising. Really demoralising. Pace is miles off, even when I was in practice. Something else is in the pits. I'm not last. But it's Hume. He's been struggling a lot in the Lamborghini. He's not finished. I hate to say it, he's not finished any races so far. So tyres are gone. It's 20 minutes. Those spins have killed him. This time around here, just trying to go, feel it. This is what kills my lap time. Can't push at all because you just feel the car's going to snap on you. So the track's officially classed as damp, which normally you can put slicks on, just up the pressure. Everybody observed that the lap times were really bad if you did that. I don't think it could be much worse for me. Only 6 seconds now to the leader behind me. He's probably going to think I'm pitted for repairs or something. Car's got again. Just keeps the rear end just keeps. Come on!
P20.
I think Nins must have smashed into the wall or something. He's only just ahead of me. This is the behaviour from the car now is what I had on Monday night's test race, which I was hoping I'd fixed. I did a lot of other test races, but just 20 minutes in and The rear tyres are shot completely because there's no grip from them. You try and do a turn and you spin. I don't know, maybe I'd switch to dries. See if I can get any grip that way. I can't turn on these tyres, there's nothing left of them. Okay, we go long on dries. I've got nothing to lose. Unfortunately, I've got the wrong config on the brake ducts.
The blue flag is being waved.
Car left. Clear left. Blue flag. Car right. Clear right.
He'll be very aware that races can be won or lost in the pit lane. He's coming in for fuel and a fresh set of tyres.
Okay, Stevie, we should have plenty of space on the exit. When we exit the pits, we should be in position 22.
This is a big gamble. Minor repairs to the bodywork, which I would have skipped if I realised in time. I've got 75 litres of fuel and dries on, pump the pressure up to 31. Which probably won't be enough. Let's just try and hang out there with... I'll leave on 8 and 8 for ABS and traction control. See if we can't stick it out to the end of the race. An hour on dries in a horrible track condition. Badly to Charlio. Really bad. Out the back of the field, got no pace. 8 the first set of wet tyres in 20 minutes. So
Pit exit's clear. Push.
with 1 hour and 3 minutes to go, we'll switch to dries out of desperation to try and get something. So what I've got to hope for now is 8, then I get some sort of grip because I have none then. Everybody else destroys their tyres completely and has to pit more than once. That might give me a chance of getting back into it.
The gap in front has increased to 12 seconds.
So I only did a normal pit stop and Lord Nem's a lap ahead. 19, 20, more than 30 seconds away, so I don't know. I know we're slow, I didn't know it was that slow. It spins, I guess. The advantage I've got now is my tyres just won't wear out. The pressure's actually good at 28, I think. It's just very cold and they're not going to get any warmer because the brake ducts are set for wets.
There's a white flag.
Now, ironically, it's very important I stay on the dry bits of the track, I think. Try and keep your tyres as warm as I can. 8 seconds away from Nins. Nins got no practice. For once, it's showing. Told him it was an utter nightmare. But the coordinators have to be commended. It's been really difficult for everybody, and it's a real challenge, and that's what we're here for. Just that it's not worked out well in my favour at all. Tom was very confident. He was chatting to us last night, and he said he's got it all sorted for this race. Let's see how he does. Probably have to talk to Eugene, who's in the endurance team after this. He likes doing setups. He probably had his setup sorted for the BMW, and he's probably having a great race. But Nins and I have pitted very early now, so we're out of step with everybody else. But I already feel a lot better on these dries. Didn't have any confidence when I was on the wets. Pressure's dropping a little bit though.
The gap in front is now 9.5.
So there's a 56 there. Oh, that's a shit time. Turn TC down a little bit. See if we can get a little bit more power down. It's off on the ABS as well. See if we can't start tuning those down. Try and get a little bit more speed out of this car.
I think there's some kind of incident. I can see yellow
That's an
flag.
incident ahead of me. He's going to be poor old Nins. Well, I couldn't hit my flashing lights button fast enough. Oh, not 25 seconds to Priest. Priest is a lap up. Some people had their cars with their wets, never showing any signs of heat. So mine were showing yellow most of the time, and that was after a lot of work to try and figure a setup where they wouldn't burn out. Some people just appear to have green tyres on wets. I think they're the lucky ones who were able to really push. We get away with it. We cannot. Wow, McCarthy's at the back.
21st.
Hume's still going, he's 18 seconds away, so there's something to try and push for. But with 57s, I'm not going to get very far. Whereas my wets are just going to
The gap
last 20
behind is
minutes.
now 5.2.
Hard to tell which is best or worse, really. Probably would have been better with wets and lots of stops. Inns is trying to catch up with me, bugger. Lord Nem's up to 14th. Van Breenen's in the pits. Could that be Leaders burning their tyres out. Bloody 56 again. Really slow time.
Losing to the car ahead in sector 1.
Is it a 53? Indicates he's still on wets. Right behind me actually. Damn it. Well, we got a little bit quicker. We still do have 100 litres of fuel on board. I need to bear that in mind as well. So we have enough fuel to get to the end. Our lap times are abysmal. Notice how the rear end doesn't just spin round on me though. Worth it for not losing time with spins. Being off track.
That's a blue flag.
The gap behind's increased to 6.0.
Car on the left.
Left side,
Clear on the left.
clear left.
That was calls because I had to make way for Erty. Went too wide. So if this abysmal race gets worse, Erty has pitted and come out and he's still a lap up on us. At least one lap. Now, if I could communicate with Nins, I'd tell him I'd switch to dries. Because there is, to me, it's a completely dry line. I think that's what's killing the wets. I've got poor grip probably from the dries because brake ducts are wide open. Had an okay race on Sunday on dry tyres. I should have stuck to my guns. Mins is closing in on me. I've just gone for it that way. I don't think anything's really going to work out for us that well. And I usually go well in the rain. I think that weight's finally coming out of the car, and our way to a 54 here. A long 54, but a 54 nevertheless. Possibly lost a bit too much time already in this race. A lot of people still showing they need to do their first pit stop. And Nem in the BMW, I think was one of those who said his tyres were fine.
B21.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
Steph Farrell and Aston Martin, one of the new teams. It's got Steph in it. Aston Martin's Shadow Racing or something, I think.
Car on the right.
Car right.
Clear on the right.
Clear right.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
The gap behind is now 2.4. Car left. Clear left. Left side. Blue flag.
All teams,
Car left.
Sajak, SRT,
Car on the left.
Clear left.
Magnussen, I think is in a team. Van Rooyen is not in a team. So big points changing hands, from the looks of things. Rooyen's dropped down to fourth. He was in first, wasn't he? No, so it was Dukes in first. So where's Van Rooyen? 18th. Another not good evening for Van Rooyen. Dropped all those, looking well diving into the water. So Van Rooyen has pitted though. I don't know if he's pitted from the lead, and it's a weird way this race is going. Or if he's had a problem and he's had to pit. He's a long way down in 18th. Still a lap up on me though. Give you an idea how far off we are. Somewhat depressingly, we're 45 minutes in now, so if people have made it this far without pitting, they're probably alright on their tyres. It's just the McLaren that eats them alive. Van Rooyen did qualify up front, looks to have dropped a long way out, but Ragnarsson's in 17th. Very topsy-turvy race. It's going to make for a real exciting highlight show, folks. Just won't dwell on where the Beeswax Racing cars were. Ninza's had some issues with traffic. I think he's 18 seconds behind me now. He was within 2. His head's probably down. It's a long way, and we're really struggling and not making much headway into those in front of us. Our lap times are slowly improving though. We're down to
Keep pushing.
The car ahead's pitting. All right,
90
Stevie,
litres.
that's half distance. Fuel levels are fine.
But they are fine.
The car behind is catching. The gap's now 19 seconds.
Not too much fuel, I think, actually. There was a revelation today that the McLaren had a damp engine map. In fact, I'm on the damp engine map. Let's go to map 1 next time we're on the straight. Let's try and get a bit more speed out of this car. Don't need to worry about preserving the tyres with the damp engine map. One of the things that helped keep the car cool was getting away from map 1, which was really lighting up the rears.
The leader is pitting now.
Right, map 1. Full beans.
Merchant is leading the race.
The blue flag is being waved.
Great. Just as I turn the engine up, going to make way for the leader. God, I was close, nearly hitting bounce on that curb. Don't know how close you were then, Mr. Merchant, to being completely launched. Be wary of overtaking people when they've got to go up curbs. I can tell the engine's turned up. Car's very on the edge now. See how we go for a couple of laps. If it's a bit too hairy, I'll turn it back down again. Go to map 8 actually, that's the quali map for the damp. Yeah, I'm not having to go flat through there anymore. Right, let's try and get a cleanish lap without bloody leader forcing us right
20th place.
first corner. So we were up and then they're up then in that first corner. Stopping it's a bit of the problem there. Turn the ABS up. Danny's not stopped in front of us, so he's...
That's a blue flag.
Great yell on in 15 for the other SRT.
On your left.
SRT racing
Still there.
Ferrari.
On your left.
Brilliant. That's pitted. God, fucking shit race for us this. We have a grumble at Nins after this one into the McLaren again because he wanted to. Should have been him in this Sam. I really don't think this car is enjoying these conditions. See where he's came after the race, he's in the McLaren as well. Well, we're well past the halfway point. All these people probably won't have to pit again. There's no real advantage to it for being on the dries and not having to pit for certain. I've just got no speed.
White flag, mate.
Zhashki's the nearest car to us now. It's not giving us a gap, so it's probably huge. It's 53 seconds from Przaszki to Kutia. Shows you the distances. It is in the pits. He passed us quite some time ago. Have we lost so many laps? Like we dropped into some sort of bloody time warp. Season 5 is looking like a complete write-off for us already, really. 3 races and not one semi-decent result, not even close to the top 10.
P20. White flag.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
The leader, Merchant, is pitting.
Fucking hell. Suppose just make way for him. Go off the bloody track by miles. Carthy's having a bad night. Down in 16th. So Carthy was very quick, obviously, last season. So he's probably going to have to build up. I think most of the races are dry now. I think we've got a damp Laguna Seca, which will be interesting. There won't be many people who's ever driven there in the rain. Right. Let's assume I got marbles on my tyres or something there, I think. So this race and Zolder will have the desired effect really on drivers like the car. They have to rebuild the points now, having clearly lost a lot of points in the last couple of rounds. But it keeps the championship alive rather than just somebody just gallivanting away really quickly.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Not sure that's quite enough of that, boys, to get your tyres cooled down. I mean, you dipped in there for a
Stevie,
couple of
the next car
seconds.
is Bertie.
Just a lot of time there with it off at the start of the lap. Men's in the pits again, possibly for tyres, possibly just to have a cry at how hateful this race is for us. Nins, go to dries, Nins. This will teach him not to have my stream on in the background. He'd know what his teammate were doing. These tyres are getting a bit shot now. I've been on the car for more than 30 minutes. Shouldn't actually last longer than that though. We'll have to ride them for an hour at the Endurance. Next Endurance has been announced at Paul Ricard. Currently we've got 2 entries. So we're looking like we're going to have 2 cars, 3 drivers each. Team in the process now, after this horror show, of deciding what it is we're going to use. We'll be in the GT3 class. The shortlist is ready. It won't be the McLaren, I'll tell you that now. McLaren's not strong at Paul Ricard, that long back straight. Requires you to have to monster the exit onto the Mistral straight every single time you're going to monster the exit, and that's not going to happen. Erty must be having a big problem. He's still in the pits.
P18.
So we're actually moving up, unbelievably. We ain't going to get very far up, I'll tell you that now, because P17 is 1.3 seconds behind me, and I'm in P19.
The blue flag is being waved.
Unless Coulthard decides to pull into the pits and go and get something for his dinner. No way we're
Car
going to
left.
catch him for a whole
Clear left.
lap. In fact, 2 laps. I think it was already a lap up on us. So I don't know where these laps have gone. I don't know where the time's gone. I know I had a couple of spins early doors, but I never once had repairs for 30 seconds. I've had 1 pit stop. And somehow we're just miles behind the entire race. And that 16th and 17th places have been overtaking us. Leaders coming through again. Oh, come on. Piece of shit. 30 more minutes of suffering. So Agner's leading, so he's going to move ahead even more in the Drivers' Championship. Give McCarthy, looks like he's just coming out ahead of us. Hell of a mountain to climb to catch up with him. If Iger's going to be strong at the... He's had big problems, he's in 23rd. He's been in the pits for a long time. I don't think Iger featured much. I'd have to look back at Spain to see where Iger came. But if he can be good in the dry as well as in the wet, he's in a really strong position now for the championship because he's performed well both Zolder and here. I think my tyres are fucked. She seems to be sliding on every single corner.
Blue flag.
In second place is Duque. I think was 4th. Or did he come 4th? No, he wasn't 4th, was he? He was out 7th or something.
Left side. Clear left. Left side.
That's a blue flag.
Clear left.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Car left. Clear left.
I'm just frustrated at the complete lack of pace we've got in this race. Really frustrated. But Locon's dragged himself up to 4th. Bertie's having a real difficult evening. I know he was saying impolite things about this track. Come back when it's warm and sunny, Bertie. It's great, this track, when it's dry. I'm having as miserable a time as you are. I can assure you. Thought it was McCarthy though for a second when I saw the blue. See how much I can't put the power on there in that corner. Just waiting for the car to grip. It's getting like that every corner. Lap times are still reasonable though. For what I've been doing, I mean, they're not reasonable against the rest of the field. They're atrocious next to the rest of the field. I hate letting people buy on this bit. That happens. It's dirty, that's why.
That's the blues. He'll have to pull over now.
Clear left.
I feel like packing up and going home. 4 seconds we've lost this lap. Not worth pitting. The pitiful number of places I've made up, I'd lose. Brzezinski's in 18th, so it's McCarthy and Brzezinski again, the big losers in the rain. And Ragnarsson's down in 17th. Balochan up to 4th, but I think Balochan was he in the? I think he was in the top 10. But his nightmare at Zolder, wherever it happened, never did find out. Did a 59 last lap. Lindsay's still going. He's like, man, I don't think we'll give up. Feel like giving up. Be careful for when your mind drops into the mode of just going through the motions. 2 down on best, come on. See if we can't keep getting slightly better lap times. Fuck. With better lap times like that, tires are really short, I think.
Used half your fuel.
Yeah, that's going to help. Silver's in the pits in P17, but we're going to get all the way around the lap. Past P18. If I can attack Silver, he's probably just coming out of the pits right now. TC down to 4. Let's go. Total suicidal.
Car in front is Silver.
Alright, so we're about a lap behind Silver then. Normally, I'd be waiting and hoping people's wet tyres to completely like melt. 10-15 minutes to go, but with that far back, we don't think we can do anything about it when that happens. Still doing 55s, doing 53s in the practice race. It's just, oh. It's any consolation, time on wets is about the same. Except they would now be burnt out and I'd have to pit because they couldn't get around any corners.
Okay, Stevie, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes. Blue flag.
Let the race come to us? What drugs are you on, crew chief? For the race to come to us, everybody'd have to pack up and go home.
Car left.
Every time. Jesus Christ.
Clear left.
Bollocks.
P19.
Oh, Pharrell's decided to have a break. I need to rub it in, Pharrell. I know you're in front. I need to stop and might wait so you can pull away from me again. Projarski in P17 is only just behind us. We're on P19, so that's, and he's indicated he's already a lap up. So I don't know. I really don't know what happened tonight. I don't know how everybody apparently seemed to lap us. Maybe it's the 5 seconds a lap difference in lap time that's a factor.
That's a blue flag.
Car on the left.
Left side.
Clear on the left.
Clear left.
Well, I'm on the same lap as Silver. I'd have to have a major disaster though for Silver for their catch run.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Way too much fuel on board. 45 litres, enough for 17 laps. So, in amongst all the issues of pace, carrying around loads of dead weight. And then completely overshoot T1.
The blue flag is being waved.
Left side. Clear left.
Silver is only 22 seconds behind us. P19. That's 2 seconds with that cock up on T1. So did a new best lap following the pit stop with a 53.7, and followed it with a completely shite lap. Follow Merchant off the track for good measure.
That's a blue flag.
Pink Nissan and McCormick all the way down in 7th this week, and he's not harassing anybody. What's going on? Still able to do a 49 though, which I'm not even able to get close to.
Car left.
So there's more
Clear
time.
left.
Start the lap. Great. IO behind us, who was sharing information with. I kept wondering, should I share information with him? He's in an opposite team, but he's able to put it to much better use
That's
than
the
I was.
blues. He'll have to pull over now.
Silver, only 15 seconds behind. We're in 19th. Nothing, there's definitely nowhere else we're going.
Left side.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Clear left.
Completely dismal evening. One of the worst races I've had, I think. Apex Online. Really off the pace. A million miles off the pace. No good at this game. I find it hard to do highlights on this one because I don't ever really want to watch it again, but we'll see what we can do. So, too much fuel on board. I think the wrong strategy all round. I should have just gone for dries. I knew I was struggling with wets, but there weren't enough test races in some ways. I've never known a race before where I needed more test races. So I did have an okay time on Sunday on the dries. And then for Monday I tried the wets and it was horrible. I think I pitted twice. because I just couldn't get
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
both this hairpin up here. I kept spinning on the wets. Because you really had no lateral grip with them. And then on the big wide sweeping right hander, which I spanned twice out earlier on, I was spinning there nearly every single lap, which is what was happening on the wets early in the race. I think we're just struggling to stop now because these tyres are so old. Nens is in the pits. Probably one of him one of the most grim experiences. I will cheer him up though by saying he's only himself to blame for doing no practice whatsoever and not helping either as a team. No input, you know, couldn't send him a setup and he couldn't feed back to it going, that's a load of shit, let's try again. So, failed as a team, I will say, graciously. I blame him. Even his angry beavers couldn't save us. At least they got the name right this time.
The car behind's pitting.
Silver's still not caught us. Last season they went through the complicated business of dropping your worst result, which made it incredibly difficult to figure out who was really winning the championship because you had to keep taking points off. Thankfully they've dropped it this season, but if it had been here, this would have certainly been the one to erase from memory forever. I don't know, I'm going to have a think. I have to go away and look at what's gone wrong with this one. Our live streams distracting me. I don't think they are because I'm not really paying that much attention. There's only 2 items in chat. I think I've been that depressing, everybody's disconnected. So it's not like it's really distracting me. Silver's still 7 seconds behind. Hume's in the pits. Lamborghini. Hume's had a horrid time, I think, every week. Still going though, well done to him. So he comes out and finishes. So my best on the dry tyres has been a 53.5. I think the best on the dries is the same as my best on the wets. Except the grip's there, so I'm not spinning. So that's the upside. Why I prefer the dries over the wets. But my pace on both sets of tyres is 3 to 5 seconds off the pace of the rest of the field. And it's only a 1 minute 50 lap. So this isn't the sort of race, really, that we want, because we want to be able to race people, and I'm not racing anybody, except myself. Which you can do anytime offline. Couldn't set this weather up, though. It's impossible to set this weather up on your own PC. No matter what you did. Which is what made the practice and getting ready doubly difficult, even if you went on the servers, because there was no cars on track. Or at best just 2 or 3 of yous. You didn't get these track conditions where basically it's a dry track where it's not dry. I'm very much wishing I'd stuck to the guns, gone for a dry cell, gone for a real aggressive dry cell with really closed up brake ducts. To try and get a little bit of heat into the tyres.
Yellow flag.
Be careful.
There's a white flag. 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left.
Iowa Merchant having to come in together. Looks like both wait for each other, which is the done thing. Let Silver really catch up to me. That was only 2 seconds in it now.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Hume's back out on track, which is good to see. Possibly more depressed than I am.
The blue flag is being waved.
And that's P18 about to overtake us. Just 4 minutes to go to just confirm that definitely won't be moving forward from P19. And Hume. P20 is a lap down.
Car left.
Left.
Still there.
On the left.
Clear left. Car left.
Car on the left.
Clear
On the
left.
left.
Careful, Mr. Hume. Still a top 10 car you're chasing there. A 159. That is absolutely shocking.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. White flag.
What's Lord Nem doing?
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
It's nearly over. Duque looks to be leading at the moment. Duque's improved
The yellow flags
since
are
last
out.
season. Semi-competitive with Duque last season. You spinning again there off to the right. A little bit competitive with Duque last season. He's a long way ahead this race. Field is really spread out. Our first place is just behind
On
us,
his last lap now.
and ninth place is just ahead of us. So it's been a very difficult race for everybody, I think. I'd rather have had a difficult race a little bit further upfield though. Being 19th is not something that makes me very happy.
The leader has finished the race.
Okay, we're done. Get around this lap. I like Kyalami, but I've not enjoyed this race at all. It's frustration, I guess, in the right way. Frustration at not being competitive or able to really take part in the race. Just touring around on my own. It's not what you really want to be doing. You're on the blue flags.
On
What
your
are you
left.
doing?
Still there, clear left.
I'm sure he's letting his own frustrations show through there, you. Still don't understand why this car is just so slow around here. It's glacial slow compared to everything else. Certainly when we were over here last season, we were very competitive. I was in a really good top 10 position, and I had a disconnect, and a reconnect, and still finished in a decent position. Well, thank God that's over. Horrible race, really horrible race, really shit finish position, and really shit pace. So let's hope we don't have the same problem next time out.
19.
I think he's lost this race, unless of course he can storm back to win it.
Vince hasn't shown us finished. Yeah. Oh, I hated that. Absolutely hated it. Tell how much I hated it, because we're going straight to the end screen. I'll get my mouse back. And we'll talk about the next race. The microphone is still on. I'm a bit worried then for a moment. Right, Misano next time out. A 60-minute race at Misano. In the dry, I think. No rain. So something we'll have a chance at. A lot of people get very confused at Misano. It's very flat. But in the recent GT4 race at Misano, I did really well. I was really enjoying myself. So let's hope I can transfer that pace from GT4 to GT3. And we can try and finish higher than bloody 15th, because looks like shenanigans have been going on. Looking at the chat. Well, let's hope we get, like I say, we can transfer our pace to Misano next round. Try and recover this season. I think a high finish in the championship is not going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. There's still 6 rounds to go. The first 3 rounds have not gone well for Beeswax Racing. And yes, thanks for watching. I'm sure it was very depressing. Watch out for the highlight show. That'll be much more fun. Hopefully I will get my enthusiasm back. But that was a really disappointing race. See you next time. Cheerio.